Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a man named Michael. Michael lives in a small apartment in a busy American city. Every morning, his alarm rings at 6:30 a.m. He wakes up tired, rushes through breakfast, and spends an hour commuting to a job he does not love. He works hard all day, attends meetings, replies to emails, and gives his best effort, hoping that one day his life will change. Like millions of people, Michael believed in one idea. He believed that if he saved money and invested in the stock market, he would eventually become rich. So he tried. He downloaded apps, watched videos, followed experts, and invested his savings. At first, he felt excited. He imagined freedom. He imagined success. But then the market dropped. His money started disappearing. Every day he checked his phone. His anxiety grew. He did not understand why prices were falling. He did not know when to sell or when to buy. He felt lost. Weeks turned into months and months turned into years. One evening, sitting alone in his apartment, staring at his bank balance, Michael whispered to himself, "I work so hard, so why am I still broke?" That moment changed everything. Because instead of asking which stock to buy next, Michael asked a different question. He asked, what if the path to wealth is not what I was told? What if there are other ways to become rich without depending on the stock market? And that question is exactly where your journey begins today. If you have ever felt confused like Michael, if you have ever felt that the stock market is not for you, or if you simply want more control over your financial future, then this message is for you. Because the truth is, many of the wealthiest people in the world did not rely on the stock market to build their fortunes. They built systems, created value, and controlled their income. Let us be very clear about one thing. Becoming a billionaire is extremely rare. It requires extraordinary effort, extraordinary thinking, and extraordinary persistence. There is no easy path, there is no shortcut. Anyone who promises quick wealth without effort is misleading you. Real wealth is built through value creation, discipline, and long-term thinking. So let's learn the other ways to get rich. When we study the richest people in the world, one pattern becomes very clear. They build businesses. Consider Jeff Bezos. He did not become wealthy by investing in stocks initially. He created Amazon, a business that solved a massive problem, making shopping easier and more accessible. Think about Elon Musk. He did not rely on stock investments to become rich. He built companies like Tesla and SpaceX that disrupted entire industries. The reason business is so powerful is because it is scalable. When you work a job, your income is limited by your time. But when you build a business, your income is limited only by the value you create and how many people you serve. A single idea can serve millions of customers. A single product can generate income for years. A single system can operate without your constant presence. That is the difference between working for money and creating an engine that produces money. Michael realized this. Instead of chasing stock tips, he started learning how businesses work. He started small, offering services online, solving problems for people, and gradually building something of his own. Second powerful path to wealth is real estate. Real estate is tangible. You can see it, touch it, and improve it. Unlike stocks, where you depend entirely on market sentiment, real estate allows you to actively increase value. People build wealth in real estate through a combination of rental income, appreciation, and leverage. Leverage is what makes real estate unique. You can control a large asset with a relatively small amount of your own money. Banks are willing to lend because property has intrinsic value. Michael discovered this slowly. After saving enough money, he bought a small property. It was not perfect. It needed repairs. But he improved it, rented it out, and started generating income. That one property changed his mindset, because now, instead of earning only from his job, he had an asset working for him. Over time, he repeated the process. Each property added another stream of income. Each decision increased his net worth. We are living in a time where wealth creation has never been more accessible. The internet has created opportunities that did not exist before. Today, a person can build a global audience from their bedroom. They can create content, sell knowledge, build communities, and generate income without physical limitations. Think about creators, educators, and entrepreneurs who build online platforms. They are not investing in stocks. They are investing in attention. They create videos, courses, products, and systems that generate income repeatedly. Michael began experimenting with this as well. He started sharing what he was learning. At first, no one watched. Then a few people did. Then more. Over time, he built an audience, and that audience became an asset. Now let's think about third way. Before you can invest, before you can build assets, you must have income. And not just any income, but strong income. High income skills are the fastest way to increase earning potential. These include abilities like communication, sales, marketing, and technical expertise. When you develop valuable skills, you become valuable in the marketplace. And when you become valuable, people are willing to pay you more. Michael stopped focusing on saving pennies and started focusing on increasing his earning power. He learned new skills, improved his abilities, and positioned himself for better opportunities. That decision accelerated everything. Fourth powerful strategy that many people overlook. Instead of starting a business from zero, you can acquire an existing one. Many small businesses are undervalued because they are poorly managed. With the right improvements, they can become highly profitable. This strategy is used by many wealthy individuals. They buy, improve, and scale. Michael eventually reached a point where he had enough capital and confidence to explore this path. Instead of building from scratch, he looked for opportunities where he could add value quickly. Fifth way is create a passive income systems. Passive income is often misunderstood. It is not about doing nothing. It is about building systems that continue to generate income after the initial effort is complete. Rental properties, digital products, and automated businesses are all examples of this. Michael learned that true freedom comes not from working less, but from building systems that work without constant effort. At the core of this journey is mindset. Wealthy individuals think differently. They focus on creating value rather than just earning income. They think in terms of ownership rather than employment. They look for scalability instead of stability. Michael's biggest transformation was not financial. It was mental. He stopped thinking like an employee and started thinking like an owner. Years passed. Michael was no longer the same person. He was no longer checking stock prices every day. He was building, creating, investing in assets he understood, and controlling his financial future. He did not become rich overnight, but he became something more powerful. He became independent. It is important to understand that avoiding the stock market is not ignorance. In many cases, it is a conscious decision. Some people avoid it because they do not fully understand how it works. The stock market can feel like a complex system driven by global events, corporate earnings, and unpredictable human emotions. Without deep knowledge, it often feels like gambling rather than investing. Others avoid it because of volatility. Prices go up and down every day, sometimes dramatically, and that creates stress. Not everyone is comfortable watching their hard-earned money fluctuate based on factors they cannot control. There are also people who simply do not want slow growth. Traditional investing often takes decades to build significant wealth. While compounding is powerful, it requires patience that not everyone has. And then there are individuals who want control. In the stock market, you are a minority owner. You cannot control decisions. You cannot influence outcomes. You are dependent on others. For many people, that lack of control is unacceptable. So instead of criticizing them, we must understand them. Because those people are often searching for something better suited to their personality, their risk tolerance, and their ambition. If you see yourself in Michael's story, understand this. You are not behind. You are not late. You are simply at the beginning of a different path. You do not need the stock market to become wealthy. You need clarity, courage, and commitment. If this message made you think differently, if you feel inspired to take control of your financial future, then make sure you like this video, share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe to this channel. Because here, we do not just talk about money. We talk about building real lasting wealth.